Justin Faisonga. This is Jonah Holova'a. We're the Broadcast Braddahs, and we have a full panel of Manus right now.
We got a bunch of birds over here. Flock of birds.
Yeah. Boys, we're going to go right into it. We're going to talk about the Viper Venom Wood that I was mistaken, that I thought it was a carbon fiber layup with a veneer look. It is a wood laid up. We learned this in our last episode that we just talked. It is built in Raiatea with Raiatea products. And I'm curious to know, you guys, as testers and designer, what's the next steps? Go ahead, Manu.
Yeah. So as I told earlier, the canoe wasn't like we didn't have the idea to make that kind of canoe. Mm-hmm. It was built. The first one was built for Alex's wife for her birthday, and it appears to be working. So we started designing on the kit, and I just applied like simple conception rules on the shape. And seeing all the brand, looking at where are the volumes, what we can do, and how the paddler can fit inside, and all the ergonomy thing, and just made one out of nothing, and using parts of the old model of Viper, the old Venom made of carbon fiber, like the deck, everything that we can reuse from the previous one. We start to make some prototype with it. And we start doing the first prototype and send him to paddlers like John Chen, Manutea Millon, Manutea Owen, and we tested it in workshop also with our paddlers. And it appears to we have to make some improvement on the volume, on the back, on the front, reduce this. And when we had a shape that we figured out it's working a bit more, we start designing the deck, and it was like the first real version of it came out on June last year, and we started sending some canoes to the riders in June.
It's a beautiful canoe. I'll edit in some YouTube clips of Monatea on it last weekend, Tawaroa race, right?
Yep.
And it is a beautiful va'a. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, because as many people thought it was just a layer of wood vinyl, but it's real wood. It's made of Albia wood. So we have a real problem in French Polynesia with this wood because it's really invasive. It was planned to make some like pallet wood, but it's like growing on every mountains, making shadow. So nothing can grow underneath. And the government started to have a program to try to reduce and eradicate that plant. So they help a few companies to financially to cut that tree, and we had a friend who had that kind of company. So we said, maybe we can use that wood for our canoe because it's really light. It's like same species than the balsa, so really light wood, and we started using that. Yeah, and we were working on colors. We can work on colors like shape of all the shapes to make something really beautiful at the end. Yeah.
Wow. Is that the same wood that we were talking about the Matahina earlier? Is that the same wood that they used? Do you guys know?
No,
I don't think so. No.
Matahina.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like red cedar.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so really more heavy.
Yeah. Wow.
That wood didn't really exist yet. It wasn't taking over the mountains yet.
Okay.
That's why they did it in red cedar at the time. But I think if they had that wood, like right now, they would have done it in that wood.
Yeah. So Monatea, earlier they mentioned that your canoe right now is dialed in. You know, we talked about like the beauty of it, but I got to know, what does the canoe sound like to you? Can you make the sound effects of the canoe?
Can I get a...
I like it. I love it.
So smooth. Honestly, it's like a new adventure for me. Now I'm a master's division. I know my best is behind me. I've won a lot of big races in Tahiti before when I was younger. But now I know I'm going down the hill. I could say I'm in second division now, but I'm glad to have Viper who came towards me and told me, hey, you want to try a new adventure and try something new? I said, oh, why not? Honestly, I've tried one Are before to change. I was paddling a lot for Timmy, and then for Fai afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But it was time for me to change, and Alex came to me and said, "Hey, what's up? You want to try something new?" I said, "Yeah, but after so much experience, you want to be in a minimum of comfort zone." And right when I tried the canoe, the first strokes were so smooth, and that's what really got me hooked up. I tried the Ari, for example, before, and right on the first strokes was kind of hard for me. Maybe I don't know, it's because the way I stroke, but that's what really got me into it. And I think it's that wood feeling too that makes it like that. But it just was so smooth. I thought, yeah, why not? Let's go for it. And I'm happy because we're improving the model slowly, making it better and still smooth. And I think this is just the beginning of a great adventure.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. So wait, how old are you now? Mid 40s?
Yeah, 43, 44 in May, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And kill the third place on
Right?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Like,
I know. That's
amazing.
It was
it's
amazing
so
for
good
me
to
too.
see you out here. Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to be back because I was born in California too, so
Yeah.
it's like a great...
Wait, what? You're
yeah. You didn't know that?
I've seen you guys
you were
doing
born in California. Where in
Yeah.
California?
in behind San Francisco in a small town called Sonora.
Relax.
Sonoma.
Relax.
Sonora.
Sonora.
Yeah, Sonora.
So he does it for the
He
Bay.
does it for the Bay.
What?
I didn't want to. He told me on the
That's
watch
so
deck, and I
funny.
didn't want to break that to you.
So when you and I first met years ago, back in the Kaenon Composites days, I was up in San Francisco, and so I was living up there.
Okay.
And
yeah.
that's funny. I didn't know you.
I'm part Polynesian, part Native American too, and
Yeah, man.
Scottish and English, Scottish and whatever.
Good
I'm a
mix.
real American kind of style. I'm a real melting pot.
But it's really good to hear that you're
Good mix of beer drinkers.
yeah for sure. But you're taking this next adventure, as you put it, right? That thanks to Alex bringing you on,
Yeah.
and you seem very excited about it.
Yeah,
I
great,
haven't seen you.
People
in
at my
years.
age, to have an opportunity like that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the respect they have for me and being in this new adventure with guys like Manutea, and
Yeah.
one of the best in the world, the minimum top 5 paddlers in the world. So,
Well,
just
you
enjoying
filled that
adventure.
role 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know,
You were
yeah.
the guy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
talking about legendary status, right?
Yeah.
You're a champion, and so you're taking this role in designing a new va'a or helping design a new va'a. How does that feel? Advancing your career into the way to kind of give back to the sport. So, you were a champion for a long time. Now you're giving back to the sport by helping design, giving feedback, perpetuate forward. How does that feel? Feel good?
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's also a point where you have responsibilities, kids, and work, and sometimes you think maybe it's time to quit, but people give you new opportunities and new motivations, and it's always good to give back. And I know Alex too, and he's a good guy, and I thought maybe try to do something good and push ourselves together. And if I can bring back to the sport, like you said, and be part of a project, it's always gratifying, and feel good.
Yeah, and the sport needs
Yeah.
you, man.
And like he said, it's local, like you guys said too, it's local wood, and something local. And I'm part from the Leeward Islands too, where we are. We call it Raiatea, where we're from. And I'm happy to think of older guys like me too, like you said, maybe I'm an old guy, I'm like getting older. And so I appreciate the opportunity and the respect they have for me too, like all these guys.
I got to tell you real quick. So, when Justin and I started doing this Broadcast Braddahs things, one thing he would reflect on, he's like, hey, man, because, we don't have a prior media background, holding cameras and video edits and whatnot. We had no idea how to do any of that before. And Justin would always reflect. He's, hey, Matt Braddahs, what this is doing for me is it's reinventing. I feel like I'm reinventing myself.
Yeah, for me, yeah.
And hearing you talk about, this new adventure that you're taking on sounds a lot like that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's great to hear.
Yeah, that's what I appreciate with you guys. Like I said earlier, it's really about this passion you guys have for the sport. You guys are not just doing it for business because there's no real business to do it. It's by the heart and the passion you have for the sport. And we want to share and give, like you said, that's what I'm doing with this new project.
Yeah.
Trying to share that passion, and it makes me feel alive again, that flame we have inside, that passion
great.
we have. It's always a pleasure to share. Even yesterday, we were sharing with the kids from NAC, with the coach for the under 16, I think, division.
Yep.
And I think we had a good time all together, just sharing and feeling alive and passionate about our sport, because we always have responsibilities at home and work to do, and but we're here for the share and to enjoy the life, enjoy the passion of our sport. And so grateful, thanks to the Lord.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Monatea, so how do you feel about the other Monatea? How are you feeling in this new canoe? I know that yours is not finished or is working its way to its finish. What kind of tweaks, what kind of feedback are you giving? How are you getting to close or finish designing your canoe?
Well, just like he said, the first time I jump on it, the feeling is just way different. And like I said earlier, like when I first started on a 6-man, the first canoe that I paddled was the original Matahina, which is made in wood. And I did the last Hawaii canoe with Huahine with another wooden canoe. And with all the canoes that I've been on, having a wooden canoe is definitely a whole nother world. It's hard to explain because it's just magical. It's pure magic, and you can feel that just having that canoe next to you, not even yet on the water, you can feel the mana already inside. Like, it's not just random matching that did the canoe. It's people that been building it, working on it, putting effort in it.
Hands on it, yeah.
And you can feel that they're putting mana inside, but not bad mana, really good mana. And the fact that the canoes and the wood are coming from Raiatea, which is the center of our Polynesian culture, it's bringing even more mana into the canoe. And I feel that that's something special to just have that canoe. And then as soon as you jump on the water with it, you do your first stroke. It's just amazing. And when I did the last race, I just received my canoe was on Thursday, and I just tried pretty much on the race day. I did 10 minutes paddle the day before the race, and I just tried during the race. And it was hard for me to try a new canoe, no marks, like Saturday.
Yep.
But what I really noticed is how long and how good the canoe, the wood was carrying. Like when I was surfing, it was just pure magic.
Well, you had an unbelievable comeback from...
I was 30-something.
Yeah.
And I came back fourth, not far from third place.
Right.
And even me, I was amazed with how the canoe was gliding on the waves. And I was like, wow, it's amazing. So I know that we're gonna get something really good in the next few weeks or few months. We still need to. I still feel like I need modification, but it's just small details.
Yeah,
we're pretty close to the perfection for me.
Yeah, I watched the Taoroa and we're watching it. We're watching guys in there speaking in French and Tahitian or whatever, and I'm watching and I was seeing the clips that are going back and forth. And of course, there's that beautiful clip of Steve surfing, right? It's just such a big thing. But then I was watching how it was happening, and I was like, "Oh, Brad, Manutea was nowhere." And then all of a sudden, he's in fourth place. And so that was even more eye opener for me. I was like, "What is with this canoe? I want to. I mean, obviously, you're an unbelievable paddler. There's no doubt about that. But there is a mating of the two, right?
Exactly.
Being a good paddler and having a good vessel, right?
Yeah.
And I was really, really interested, and I was really hoping they would have been here. But I'm hoping to see it very, very soon, and we'll talk about it some more. But
it's interesting.
It was amazing. That was an amazing comeback.
It is. And the canoe.
It's interesting about it, just hearing just how from starting from hearing from Manuarii's description of it, right? Like, and Manutea Owens and Manutea Millon's, just how they're connected to it. The common thing I'm hearing of all three and just of Viper Venom in general is roots. Yeah.
And you guys believe.
Well, yeah, and it kind of started from like, when I was designing the thing, I just kind of went back to like old, the way of designing canoes. I kind of just went back to the roots of it all, and hearing how you describe of course, I've never been to Raiatea, Brett.
Yeah.
But just hearing like the roots of it all, and how it starts there with voyage right through Polynesia it's pretty special.
Yeah.
And you guys are, I don't know, hearing you guys share that with us is like,
Well, there's
powerful.
such an important cog in the wheel going forward, right? Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And I don't know, like, I mean, I share your feeling about that. It's so, it's just.
well, and it's like, it's just, you guys, it's easy to describe because it's not a thought, right? It's a feeling. It's as simple as,
It's mana.
yeah. As soon as I, took the first stroke sitting in the canoe, it was like,
Yeah.
there it is.
I want to ask, and I don't want to pull Band-Aids off. Oh, I'm going to pull Band-Aids off, but you had unbelievable success with Te Taua, and that canoe, and we've seen it for years. This canoe that you're on now is obviously something you believe in, and it shows, your commitment to it and working on designing it a little bit better. What was the decision in moving to Viper? How did that happen?
Well,
I'm sorry. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
No, well,
and I can cut it out.
no, first thing is that as a top athlete, it's always a dream to have like a pro model, right?
Right.
So with Alex first gave me the opportunity to have my paddle pro model, and that was an honor for me because Steve was the only one at that point, but before was Steve, Johann Cronstedt and Raiatea that had that pro model. And when I was younger and I wasn't yet in the top 3, I always dream about having mine. I was like, I want to work hard. I want one day to have my pro model. And then Alex gave me that opportunity. And I was like, it's just pretty much simple for me. I'm working already with Viper. We have the same vision, and
Yeah.
knowing that the wood effect is something different too on the canoe. So I was like, I know we can get somewhere that's going to bring sports into the next level, but also my performance to the next level. So Alex asked me, and he pretty much gave me the opportunity. And I was like, well, it's a dream for me to be able to work on my pro model, and the fact that me and him have a good feeling, like together, we're pretty close, and he's listening properly to the paddler. That's something really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just, okay, do you think we can modify? And it's like, no, I cannot. Or maybe we see. No, Alex is like curious. He want to know. So like, do you think we can put more volume there? Yeah, let's do it. So I haven't been a lot with Viper canoe yet. And we already been doing 2 prototype in less than 3 weeks,
Right.
which is super fast.
Yeah, right.
Like, he has been working day and night on the last one for the Tarwa race to make sure the canoe finished, and it finished just on Thursday.
Right.
That's a lot of trees they're chopping down, bro. I gotta go grab more wood.
Yeah, so I'm really thankful to Alex and to all the Viper staff, because they're working pretty hard, and I know they're working properly too. And I know that in the future, like a close future, like weeks or month maybe, but hopefully weeks.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there, and when we're gonna get there, people will be able to see the difference between the carbon canoe and the wooden canoe.
Yeah.
And like, obviously we athlete, we want to win, but I'm not in the optic to just win. I know now that I'm carrying the brand too with me and all the workers and Alex and the family. So it's not just me anymore. It's the full team.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. It's not like not just me anymore. It's the Viper family now, and that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you are today's champion for sure. I mean, we follow you. Everybody knows who you are. You are a unbelievable ambassador to the sport, and rightfully so. You should have a pro model, and you should have ownership in it. And I like what I'm seeing already. I just think that it's a really cool relationship that you guys have built. Not that you're old, Manutea Owen, but there is a value in having somebody that has been through this already to work with everybody. There's this really good lineage, like I'm 10 years older than Joe, right? There are sometimes I gotta settle Joe down a little bit.
Well, even for me, it's an honor to be in the same team as Manutea Owen. Because when I was younger, I was just watching him,
Watching him,
his
yeah.
The
video.
man,
like,
yeah.
I was like, wow, I want to
Yeah.
be like him on the.
You can also listen to him too. Just
Yeah.
listen to him,
You
man.
can also listen to my dogs going crazy right now.
And another good thing that I forgot to mention is that Viper canoes are made locally and handmade, and we already got 3 models. It's not like if you watch all the canoes that are made in Thailand or whatever, they only have 1 canoe and 1 size canoe.
Right.
So it's like for light people like me, for example, when I jump on the canoe Saturday, it was too big for me. But the good thing with local builder is that Alex, for example, can build a canoe for big people. He can build for super light people.
like me.
And yeah,
Sure.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something he just says is that everything is possible.
Yeah, yeah.
You want something, he can make it.
Yeah.
You want that kind of design on your canoe, like painting, he can make it.
Yeah.
And that's what I love it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because I don't like just good shaped canoe. I like when my canoes are beautiful, and he always like, oh, you're a little bit tired. I don't want to paint that. But it's like, but I like my canoe to be beautiful too.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
okay, we're gonna work on it.
Yeah.
So we were talking about tradition versus innovation earlier, right? Manuarii. So the Venom Wood is still a lashing, right? You have to rig it.
Yep.
Is there any ideas or thoughts of making a snap-in?
It's on the way.
Yeah, it's on the way. It's on the way. We kind of, but not to replace it, to add customization.
Yeah.
Because it's not the same feeling. When I see those kind of canoes, it's like some at the time, all the connections between the Yatos and the Tinova are kind of loose, and and there's no flexibility
Right.
to all that stuff. And sometimes you want your canoe to flow with the
move
waves.
a little bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think that's the power of Viper. That it's not like you only have that choice or that choice. For the paddle, I just calculated that a few hours ago. We have kind of 7,000 possibilities to customize your paddle. Because we're currently struggling with the internet website,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that's why.
Wow.
and the
okay.
canoe has to be in the same spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, we're noticing more snap-in design canoes, right? Back in Tahiti. What's that transition like with paddlers? Is it still like Manutea Owen? You're claiming to be the old guy. What?
That's a really important question because Taoroa, this last race, all the teamies that finished top were all original rigging. None of them were the new snap-ins that came from Thailand. So what is the hesitancy? Like we saw Kyle even with the 4SI, even Kevin. They were really slow to kind of get back into the snap-in. I think there's anyways. But the point of fact is that Te Hurutawa already had enough success in that world, but there's still hesitancy in that snap-in.
Is there hesitancy? Do you find?
I think we developed our canoes alongside the paddlers, so we're just answering what they need.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just preference.
Yeah.
It's just okay.
And because you guys
like you said, I think that the shape is a bit different, the construction.
Yeah.
So it's not really the snapping. The problem is the way it's manufactured and the way they do it.
Right.
The shape is not. It's not the snapping that's the problem. Is the shape.
The shape.
That's still a bit different and making a bit different feelings.
Yep.
In
Okay.
how they're paddling. And what's really important about the Viper is that not just it's wood, but it's just as light as a carbon canoe.
Yeah.
That's what makes it more amazing. It's so light, so smooth, but just the same and stiffer. All the carbon canoes I've had when I've pressed them, they were all like
Soft.
they had some
Brittle,
little
yeah.
some little softness to it. The wooden canoes, if you try to press on that wood canoe,
It's interesting. Yeah.
it's
Wood-
super
more
strong,
layers.
super stiff, and different feeling.
We don't have more layers, but it just wood is a natural composite.
Yeah.
It's made of fibers and linen inside the wood. So we're using the wood as a core, like a foam core in the surfboard, but our core is already structural. It's not just foam.
Right.
So
right, yeah.
it allows the canoe to be more rigid. And when you're in the water, the hull doesn't bend, doesn't do anything.
Right.
So it's more rigid. So it feels
don't-
like it's more flotation.
You don't have to add a bunch of structure to
No,
it to keep
no,
it stiff,
no.
right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It doesn't lose energy, by bending.
Yeah, yeah.
It just keeps that stiffness. That
Right.
Oh, and you don't have
more
to.
glide.
And it sounds like you don't have to fixate on other things, right? Other or worry about other concerns. You can just kind of play with the shape,
Yeah.
right? Like where the canoe wants to go, right? Where the paddler wants it.
Well, and that was the problem we had with the Montahinas that came out of Thailand. They were laying them up really light because they're trying to compete with a lightweight canoe like the Puakeas and the whatever canoes are out here. So they would come in laid up really light. They would twist really bad, like front to back.
The Manutea was made by Attack also,
Right.
and it's a balance between the shape and the buoyancy. If the canoe was firstly made for that weight, so if you change the weight, the buoyancy is different.
That's right. Changes the water
the
line.
water line,
Yeah,
everything
everything
is different.
changes, yeah.
You can't expect from a canoe
It won't do the same
to have
thing.
the same reaction.
Yeah.
If it's not the same
That's right.
condition.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's what we can do with the process we have over there with the Venom Wood. It's like we can adapt both at the same time.
Right. Right. See, that's nice. You guys can, because you have manufacturing control locally, you can
That's
change
the
it
whole point.
right on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus having to put in an order for 1,000 units at a Thailand or China, and then those 1,000 units don't work. You still got to sell them in order to redesign another design to get another 1,000 units.
That's what makes our canoes alive.
That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very cool, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm blown away.
That's me too. That's so rad. So, going forward, and we're talking about snapping. We're talking about a couple different tweaks here and there and whatnot. Maybe adjustable foot brace, or are you guys just gonna?
It's
set
already
them?
on.
It's already going.
It's already in.
It's already in.
Yeah.
Okay.
We already got the adjustable foot press,
Okay.
and
And you can
we have
adjust
3.
without tools.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
It's
Yeah,
super
yeah, yeah.
fast,
Okay.
like less than 5 seconds, and you can change
Yeah,
it
change
easily.
it. Okay.
And are these attachments, these accessories, are they carbon or are they also
Carbon.
Those okay. So all
Make it light.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't. There's no point of putting foot press.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And we also have 3 options of sets. So we get the flat set, we got the foam design set like on the 4SI kind, and we got the surf ski set like K1 set.
Okay.
So that's the one that I brought because I'm doing K1
Yep.
since
Right.
2023 now.
So is the seat swivel?
Not that one, but just the shape.
Okay.
Oh,
I was gonna
so,
say like,
yeah.
wait, what?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But like
have-
the Terutawa has a kind of a
Yeah,
form-fitted
Teorito is
seat.
more like a surf ski set.
Surf ski seat, yeah,
So
yeah.
because I bought 2 Nelo, 2 K1 from Nelo,
Okay.
one in New Zealand and one in Tahiti,
Yeah.
and so I just brought my K1 set, took it off from my K1 and ship it to Raiatea so they can have the
Yeah.
Yeah, and having the
No
full
design.
control over the production is like a paddler who wants to sit higher or lower, like Manutea, like he sit higher to put his foot underneath. We can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have to change the whole production process in another country to
Right.
figure it out.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
I know. Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah.
such a problem with that. When you're building a canoe or design a canoe, and like I said, you got to commit to a certain amount of units, and it doesn't work, and you're just stuck with it. I mean, I'll tell you right now, Raiatea World's got 50 V1s sitting in backyards of their homes right now because they can't. There's nothing they can do with them.
So you guys are it's pretty early in the development of this, but so it sounds like it's the canoes out there. So how many canoes are out there? Is the demand pretty high right now?
We didn't really start the commercialization. The canoe's not yet on the website.
Okay.
But we already made like 30
Okay,
canoes.
so there's 30 canoes. So
Yeah.
okay.
And we got 3 available model, which is the Venom L, which is for big people like 95 kg and plus.
Does that
And
stand
then
for large?
Yeah. Large.
okay.
And then we got the
How
X,
about the
which is
Venom XL?
yeah. But that will be the L pretty much.
Okay.
And then we got the Venom X so far, which is like for small people like 75 and less. And we got the M, which is like for now
The
the
Monatea?
first that will come out will be
the
the
Venom
Manutea
Monatea?
Owen Promoto because he has been working with them earlier than me.
Right.
Yeah.
So that'll be the M that will come out pretty soon. That's the one that we've been using earlier.
Okay.
And we working on the M Flash will be my Promoto,
the M
but will be
Flash,
pretty
yeah.
much the same range of paddler, which is like 90% of the paddlers. So from like 70
Right.
kg to the 95 kg, 100 kg.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So well, real quick. So on the M note, both of you guys, I want to hear like one at a time. Like your name Manutea. Just
Yep.
kind of side topic. I wanted to ask you this earlier, but I have an idea what your name means, but I don't know if our audience does. But what does Manutea mean?
Let the expert talk.
Let the
older one?
older
The
one go
experience.
first. He was born first.
Let's
Huh?
the
Senior pro,
experience.
the
Yeah,
senior
yeah.
pro. Yeah.
Well, Manutea means it's the name of a bird usually that used
Yeah.
to live in the mountains, a white bird.
Yeah.
But it also means bird from far away or bird living in the high mountains or the white bird, you know.
Yeah.
But my mom, she always wanted to have a girl. I mean, only child, but she dreamt and she had an old guy in her dream come and talk to her in Tahitian and say, she said he slapped her in her fanny and said, "You're gonna have a boy, and his name will be Manutea."
What?
That's if you want to
Yeah.
know about my name. That's why I
Okay.
the name.
That's great. How about you? What was the back
Wow.
history of your name?
Back history is that my parents wanted to call me Makaha before, because my mom was studying in Hawaii in
Makaha?
Bivayu. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first name that they wanted, but they saw one of the Mayan sisters that say that Makaha is not a good name because, like in our culture, names have mana,
Yep.
and they're like, we're not Hawaiian, so there's no point of putting a Makaha that have a strong mana too.
Right.
So they're like, Manutea will be a good name for him. So that's pretty much how they choose my name.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Right on.
Right on.
And I was inspired by Manutea, which is
Right.
pretty cool. And the first race that I won, I was 10 years old, I think.
Yeah.
And he won the same race in the open. And then my dad knew him already. And I met him and it was like, oh, a Manutea always hide another one. And I always get stick to that,
Yeah.
that sentence.
yeah.
And
Very
it's pretty cool. Yeah.
And it's cool. Look at you guys, side by side helping
Yeah.
build canoes.
Yep.
Right.
Representing an unbelievable brand.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same team. That's like what you
Very
said.
cool.
And Alex's son's name is Manutea as well. This is crazy.
Wow. That's great.
Team Manutea.
Yeah.
Where's Sophia? Your name's now Monatea. You're going to be a world champion paddler, Sophia. You don't know it yet.
You're going to get sponsored by
And I-
Viper.
And actually,
You're going to have a pro paddle.
Manutea is a name that goes for girls too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of girls
Yeah.
who are named Manutea
We're-
too.
I have
Yeah.
a
We're
friend, his
changing it.
girlfriend name is Manutea as well. Yeah, I was like, oh.
That's funny.
I love it.
That's great.
Well, boys, what else do we got?
That's
I just thank you guys. That was,
Yeah, man.
I
Thank
mean,
you
thanks to
so
you guys.
much. Oh, man. That
Always
was
a pleasure
so
to
great.
share.
we learned so much. Yeah. Thank you for teaching your ways and
Fast and deadly.
Fast and deadly.
fast and deadly.
Just you said earlier in the podcast that every paddler should have a Viper paddle.
Yeah.
So this one is for you guys.
Oh, right on.
What?
Yeah.
Brand new design.
Wow.
Oh, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Just
Oh,
need
real.
to have the top, huh?
Just
Yeah.
need the handle now.
Yeah.
No, we're going to use it the old way.
He's going traditional. We were talking about traditional
We're gonna use it
earlier.
the old way.
Oh wow, thank you.
Actually, when I
That's-
was a kid,
that's
I
an
lived
honor.
on the water, and when I was a kid, I used to go to school with the fishing canoe, with the old style canoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we both know what's gonna happen to that paddle. Joe is gonna take it.
I'm gonna take the other.
He's gonna bring the old one.
I know, I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This design is in
Jamaica.
reference to an old design that Vipers made for EDT when they first win the
cool.
Hawaii canoe. There.
2012.
Wow.
New design from this year.
So it was
Joe,
the-
you can have
All
my
right.
old paddle. You're
right.
welcome.
No, I'll take that one. And you change Sophia's name to Monatea,
Okay.
and I'll change Maggie's name to Raiatea.
Yeah, you go. All right, boys. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks to you
And,
guys.
yeah, man. Pleasure to have you guys here. You guys are always welcome.
Thanks for
And,
the food and,
yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
The refreshments.
Yeah. There's more. So we'll eat and have a couple more before you guys leave.
Yeah, you.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Shoots,
guys.
brothers.
La performance n'est pas un
Maru,
hasard.